Writers, today I want to teach you that writers give characters struggles and motivations that mirror real life and intentionally make characters more active. Sometimes, when we create a character for our stories, we become attached to the character and we can't imagine that they would possibly do anything wrong. But sometimes this can also lead to a dull and often unrealistic story. One of the most dramatic ways to develop characters and concurrently improve a dull plot is to make characters more active. A great way to do this is to explore the character's motivations or desires, as well as the obstacles that get in the way of what the character wants the most. Ideally, the intersection between motivation and obstacles will result in a conflict that propels both the plot and the development of the character. So I'm going to think about what this would look like for my character, Esmeralda. So, 2 questions. What does my character want? And what gets in the way of my character? Now, since we are writing short stories, our motivations and obstacles need to be ones that can be addressed in a short number of pages. For example, if I talked about Esmeralda wanting to be a doctor, that really wouldn't work well with a short story. It's not something I could write about in a couple of pages. But I could say that Esmeralda wants to be a part of the science club. She is in middle school, so that could happen in my short story. Or maybe she wants to be on the basketball team. Those are ones that would make more sense for a short story. So let's think about this. What does my character want? What does Esmeralda want? Well, she wants lots of friends. She wants to be popular. She wants her dad to be home more. She wants to be involved with her friends, maybe like the clubs that we talked about earlier. She wants to be liked. She wants to get invited to things, and she doesn't want to be lonely. As I'm thinking more about this, I'm wondering if Esmeralda really wants to be popular or if she just wants to have friends that like her. So now I want to think about what gets in the way of Esmeralda getting what she wants. So I'm going to list a few things that I think are already things that I've included in my stories. So she feels different from other people in her class, other students in her class. She puts a lot of pressure on herself to fit in and to be like other people. Social media could be something. She probably has this image that she's trying to live up to of what a popular student would be like. And her dad isn't home enough, so she's lonely because of that. It might not be a direct impact on her popularity, but it is one of the reasons that she feels lonely. So I've started a list of some things that get in the way, but I kind of want to think about that more. Remember, this is my story. These are my fictional characters that I'm developing. So I can put any obstacles in their way and I can make any wants on my list. But one thing I want to think about is making sure that I consider both the intrinsic and the extrinsic motivations and desires and obstacles. So, for example, Esmeralda really needs to overcome her lack of confidence. That would be an intrinsic, either motivation or obstacle. Her lack of confidence would be the obstacle. Writers, do you see how I took my main character and I thought about her wants and the obstacles that are impacting her getting what she wants? And then I also look at the internal motivations and obstacles. So another way that you can do this is by looking at your external motivations and thinking about the internal reason why. Okay, writers, now it's your turn. Go back to the lesson platform for your next activity.